Alright, so this is called In God We Trust by Tom MacDonald, Adam Calhoun, Struggle Jennings, and Nova. And, yeah, so this is a 3-in-1. I mean, 4-in-1. Why did I say 3-in-1? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 4-in-1 song now. So, we're gonna get into this. Don't know what this is gonna be about, but In God We Trust, I expect this is more on a religious stance. I'm guessing. Besides that, let's get into this. I hope I enjoy it and have a lot to say. Been away for a while. Just this whole Ukraine thing has been getting on to me. I had a breakdown at work, and yeah, that's how my week's been at. So yeah, let's get into this.
They separate us from our neighbors and they call it social distancing. It's actually a bigger plan, it's called social conditioning. They took away our privacy, there's always someone listening. The elections planning riots for the citizens. The government has always lied, it's history repeating. But the problem is the schools dumb you down so you believe them. If you try to speak the truth inside a tweet, then they delete it. Whole administration Satanists who claim they praise in Jesus every year.
Kind of like he's just basically going over the whole fact that, you know, the whole government, the United States, not even just in the United States, but many other governments also, are making it where people are not near each other, they can't trust each other, social distancing, you know, make it so, you know, we report on each other. They're making it where we can't speak the truth and deleting our tweets and blah blah blah. I'm honestly surprised that Twitter and Facebook and all this type of stuff have not joined sides with the communists in Russia. I'll be honest with you, because they push all these ideas of socialist communist ideas, and you know, but they're not supporting Russia in this, because they know if they do, then that's it for their company or their business, you know what I mean? So we see like CNN pushing BLM and saying that's peaceful riots, and then all of a sudden taking sides with Ukraine, fighting for their freedom and everything and blah blah blah, but they aren't taking sides of the very country, and they love their government. Socialism, communism, yay! And I just heard that if you speak the truth in Russia now, you can get up to 5 to 10, 15 years in prison. So, like, that's just speaking the truth on what's happening in Ukraine. So if you're like a soldier in in Ukraine right now from Russia, and you were one of the ones that witnessed all of this, and you came back home and you start talking to your family about what they did and what you know, how Putin's a liar, then you can face 5 to 15 years in prison. You want to talk about censorship right there and taking control of the minds of the people? I mean, that right there is a great example of that. Is saying that even though I told and direct orders to go to these nuclear plants and bombard them, that if you go back to home and you talk about it, you can face prison time. I mean, it hasn't gotten that bad here in America yet, but it's coming. It is coming.
There's a new name for enemies that we're facing. It's Al-Qaeda, then ISIS, and now American patriots. Who would have thought those who love...
Wow, I like how he brings that up now. He's naming terrorists, and then all of a sudden now that the name of terrorist or ISIS has switched over to the American and patriots. Yep, just wait till conservatives and Republicans start threatening a civil war. Then they're really gonna get called terrorists.
The country the most will be hated on by folks who call America home. Both political parties are equally just as evil. They've been working for themselves, don't give a damn about the people. Black, white, yellow, brown, humanity needs you. Cause united we stand, divided they will defeat you. The man on the news says the
Egyptian necklace.
Me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they're lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I think schools are trying to take out of it, and basically everything nowadays is trying to take out God. All right, so I mean, you have nothing else to trust. In God we trust. I really don't. I agree with that statement, but I will be honest. That statement right there can mean a lot of things. I mean, come on, let's admit that. You know, which God are we talking about? Which God are you praying to? You know, all this type of stuff. But I mean, that's a whole nother topic. But I understand the whole song, though.
In God we trust.
Y'all missing what was written in them pages. That was history they wrote, now you wanna change it. You racist.
True.
You hate this. Why you want us all to be locked up in cages? I can't stand the left, everything they say is depressing. Ship them to the Middle East, they can learn oppression. Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but I liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo-foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather.
Is he talking about just the blatant hypocrisy of them complaining how bad America is, and then all of a sudden they can just go to Starbucks and get a coffee, and then they can go and buy shoes, or they can text from their $1,000 phone, and etc.? Because if he is, congratulations on doing that, but I don't think that's that's just gonna make things worse. They're gonna just say, well, I'm forced to do this, and I'm forced to do that, and I have to have this in order to be successful. But yeah, but I've heard that, actually. I've heard that. Like, oh, I have to work. I don't want to work, but I have to, you know? And I hate it when people complain about stuff like that. I want to go back. I want to listen to him again.
You hate this. Why you want us all to be locked up in cages? I can't stand the left. Everything they say is depressing. Ship them to the Middle East. They can learn oppression. Believe me, I mean this quite literal. I love liberty, but liberals. Wear a mask, stay home, complain and moan. Talk about privilege on your phone in your Range Rover, Starbucks, mango, foo-foo, whatever. The cloth I'm cut from can handle any weather. You just paper in the rain, we ain't the same. Stand for the flag, only kneel when I pray. I just pray we go back to the old days, land of the free, home of the brave. The man on the news.
I don't think it's, you know, I can see that, you know, I wish we go back to the old days, the land of the brave. I've been seeing a lot of, now, I know I have never been in the army, but I just want to make this clear. The whole thing that's happening in today's world, to me, America is supposed to be this big brother to all the small little tiny countries or any other country that's trying to fight for freedom. We're supposed to make the world look at us and want to desire what we have, freedom. But we don't anymore. Instead, we kind of just let things roll, you know? This whole thing with Russia and Ukraine, I don't know how many war crimes Russia has already committed and nobody has done anything because we're too many pussies. Can we admit that? We shouldn't get involved because it's their battle. It's Ukraine's battle. Let them deal with it. We're talking about, that's like us taking over Ukraine. I want you to realize that. America taking over Ukraine, that's literally what is happening. But instead of America, it's Russia. No offense to all these Marines out there that think America is so blessed. I think we're way too privileged right now, and we've lost the sight that we used to have. And now we just desire things that we want, and we want things and this and that, and when someone else is being attacked or oppressed, we don't care anymore. We pick and choose, in a sense, who gets saved, and I think that's ridiculous. I don't think countries should be able to stand by and watch each other perish based off an agreement of NATO, okay? I can understand NATO, but you're showing there's no point of having NATO if you can't do anything about this. I think it's more of the land of the cowards right now, because I've been talking to a lot of conservatives, a lot of Republicans that, you know, they have that two sides of them. They say, oh yeah, we should help, but we shouldn't at the same time. We shouldn't. Absolutely not. We shouldn't help at all. I want to help, but I don't want to. And if we want to help, we have to build our country back up. And then what are they doing? Like these Republicans, they were sitting out there in front of the beach in the jetty with their flags, and they were just sitting there. That's all they were doing. You know, they sit there. They drink water or drink a couple beers, and they sit there waving flags that say F Joe Biden or, you know, all these other things. And that's how they think they're changing America. And then they have the guts to tell me that we shouldn't do anything about Ukraine. They're exactly the reason why we shouldn't do anything, because America's lazy. How do you expect the church, now I'm going to say this, how do you expect the church to do anything if we're too lazy to do anything? I'm going to be doing a podcast, and it's going to be called, let's see, what am I going to call it? I'm going to call it, I came up with a name just earlier today, The Sin of Embarrassment. It's a weird name, but we look at everybody and we say, hey, I'm too embarrassed to do this. I don't want to go out because I don't want to be looked at wrong. And then they don't go out and do anything. We're too embarrassed to do anything. We're too embarrassed to talk about the gospel. And the moment that we become too embarrassed or ashamed of ourselves to be able to do something right that we know is right, is the moment that we don't become the land of the brave anymore. It's the land of the cowards. It's sad to say that. Land of the prideful. Land of the lazy. Let's continue.
Says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
Yeah. Así tú through all the illusions. Refuse to humor rumors or accept that we're losing. Easy to get caught up, consumed by the consumer. Truth is so diluted, people starve off the confusion. Comfort is the killer, your dreams execution. Cool with persecution if I make a
Comfort is the killer. Right there. We're too comfortable.
contribution. Home of the brave look like a mental institution, and there will be revolution if we can't find resolution. And a threat is a promise. Stand
man.
up, pay homage. They tell lies, I'm being honest. Test of time is upon us. I know that God got us, so I'm fighting in his honor. Hear the cries of the crusaders as we're strapping up our armor. Either set a higher ground or drown in a drama. If I die for what I love, then my death will be nirvana. We fighting for our freedom, don't believe what they've been feeding. Be the change you wanna see, the warrior that we're needing.
The man on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams.
Such a simple video, but
Going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers. We don't trust the news, the government, or pharma. We just want freedom, that you have that to offer. We don't want the lies, the politics, or the drama. We just want the life that was promised by our fathers. The man
I like that.
on the news says the problem is me. I'm just a small town boy with big American dreams. The world's going crazy and they lying to us. Don't know who to believe, so in God we trust.
alright, so that's that. That is called In God We Trust by all four of those. What are my thoughts? I think it's true. I think everybody's lying to us. I think the media is lying to us. I think the government's lying to us. I think we have too much big gov, big pharma, big tech. That's one big thing that we have. It's rare to find people like this. It's rare. But it's funny at the same time that people complain about, I'm not saying that they're complaining about this, but I'm just saying, like, overall, I've heard people complain about how big pharma, big all this, blah, 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 this and that. And then they continue to buy stuff from big pharma or whatever they please to buy. And we also see people being very unhealthy. Instead of pushing a healthy lifestyle, we are pushing laziness. Okay, we're telling people just to, mind your own business, don't judge me, and therefore do what you want to do. And that mindset creates weak people. That right there, that whole mindset of do not judge, it comes from weak people. Because at the same time that they say do not judge, they're making a judgment also. But also, they don't want to be looked at and told wrong. And they don't want to be corrected at all. And I think strong people should be open to be corrected. I think weak people stand there and they just continue to hurt themselves and hurt others around them. And I hate that argument that they say that, the LGBT, when they tell me, oh, well, it doesn't hurt you, why do you care? It does hurt me. It does. Don't tell me it does not hurt me, because what you're doing is also now being pushed onto schools, onto government, on churches, and etc. So do not tell me that, oh, I shouldn't care if it does not harm me. It harms me, it harms everybody. And another thing I want to say, and this has nothing to do with this whole song, but you tell me to stay out of government. America was founded on the Bible. It was founded on the Bible. These God-given rights are given by God, and religion should stay out of politics. Sorry, Constitution says otherwise.